Ipshit, can we have a round of applause for our wonderful host, Ipshit Vibhudarshi himself, a podium finisher in table topics. I still remember that amazing speech you delivered, Ipshit. So, mutual admiration club. But here I'm about to tell you how to face impromptu speaking and how to ace impromptu speaking. So, first, let's talk about how to face impromptu speaking. This happens to be the program quality director of District 41 Region 13. If you have attended some of our impromptu speaking workshops before, some things that I'm going to talk about might seem repetitive, but do not worry at all. It is going to be same, but different. With that thought in mind, the first tip that I'm going to give you is this: listen. I have always been taught in IBM that it's important to listen for need and envision the future. And the first, most important thing that you do in table topics, whether you like it or not, is listen. Now, I have a simple question for any of you in the audience who would like to answer. In a table topics, in a real life situation, in a contest scenario, how many times can you listen to the topic? You can, of course, put it in the chat section. It's very simple, right? Contestant number one, Ipshit. How many times can you listen to the topic? How many times can you listen to the topic? Ipshit, contestant number one. If something like this is given to you as a topic, and if your name is Ipshit, how many times can you listen to the topic? Can we have the answers in the chat section, please? Members of the audience, esteemed members of the audience, members of Panchkula Toastmasters Club, can we have you celebrate your beautiful 12 years with at least a dozen responses? And Ipshit, since I'm sharing my screen, would you be kind enough to guide me and tell me if any responses have indeed come up? Because I obviously don't see anything, and I think they don't have access to that, right? Probably.
There are three responses: two, ones.
Okay. So one person says once. Okay, yeah. That's interesting. Who is that person?
It's Toastmaster Vinita.
Now, who just attended my workshop? Disqualified. Cheating. I needed this to happen. So Vinita just now attended a 1-hour workshop of mine, but the right answer is one. Isn't that fun? Why is it one? Are we like crazy? It's one because the first time you listen to the topic and the second time you corroborate the topic. You check your understanding on the topic. You're like, did I get that right? So that is why listening is important. You have one mouth and two pairs of ears. So good response, ladies and gentlemen, members of the audience, binary, non-binary members in the audience. You have to understand that a good response is dependent on an attentive attitude, and careful listening is the key that can unlock your true potential. If you agree, you can reply by responding appropriately. If you can disagree, you can tactfully amend or correct the original statement. This will also help you sharpen your powers of concentration to become an effective speaker. Also, very, very important, you should not interject your own ideas before the other person has finished. Instead, focus on what is being said. I would now request a volunteer to allow me to explain the importance of listening. May I have a volunteer, please? You can raise your hands, and if you can pick up the volunteer. I will stop sharing for a while.
And Kirti Raj has raised his hand.
Kirti Raj R. Garud has raised his noble hands. Kirti Raj, are you ready, Kirti Raj? Are you taking this call from home?
Yes, distinguished Toastmaster Ayan.
Thank you so much, Kirti Raj. Contestant number 2, Kirti Raj R. Garud. Where there is a will, there are relatives. Where there is a will, there are relatives. Kirti Raj R. Garud, contestant number 2.
മാണിക്യമലരായ പൂവി മഹദിയം ഖദീജ ബീവി മക്ക എന്ന പുണ്യനാട്ടിൽ വിലസിടും നാരി. A woman like the pearl flower, Her Highness Khadija Bibi, in the holy city of Mecca, she lived like a queen. Fellow Toastmasters, do you know why? Because there was that burning will in her to please her relatives. So where there is a will, there are relatives. Don't you all feel so? It's interesting. Distinguished Toastmaster Ayan Pal, do you feel that relatives are important in our life? Yes? I can see a thumbs up. Toastmaster Meena, do you feel that relatives at times are very helpful? Yes, she is nodding her head. Even Toastmaster Chandan did a thumbs up. Well, that is where I feel if we have the will for a strong family, if we have a will for a one world family, we all can do that. We just need to focus on what kind of things we provide and bang on. We can actually solve all the problems which are there in life. How? Just be receptive, understand what people are wanting, and be sympathetic enough. Don't always be the person who is always on the upper hand. Take a seat back, take a step back, and then just get to know what they seek and then serve it. That's where I feel if you have that will, that strong conviction, that strong desire within you, yes, you can ace even a table topics impromptu segment just like I did right now. Just think about it. Do you have that will to have a strong bond? I have that will to have a strong relative connection with all of you right now. And that's where I present this flower to you all. Over to DTM Ayan Pal.
Thank you so much, Kirtiraj. Can we have a huge round of applause for Kirtiraj? Well, and now, Kirtiraj, I thought that was an absolutely amazing miss. You were so good. You were so close. And if this was a table topics contest, everyone would have been wowed. And you would have probably made it to the top three, but you would have not been the winner. Do you know why? Can anyone tell me why? Why? What really happened? Kirtiraj spoke so brilliantly. Then why am I being so mean? Well, the reason, Kirtiraj, is because you interjected your own ideas into the topic. Let me share my screen again for you to understand what I'm talking about. Remember this, a good response is dependent on an attentive attitude and careful listening and provide a key part of your response. The topic is not derived from where there is a will, there is a way. Instead, you have to focus on what exactly is being said. The topic is where there is a will, there are relatives. It's talking about the will left behind by a person when the person passes away. And if in that contest, any one person gets that right, and the judges understand that this person got it right and the others didn't, the chances of winning are going to be slightly reduced. So it's not just about speaking beautifully on what you think, you have to also try and understand why am I saying relatives? Oh, it's about inheritance. Does it make sense? Everyone, now do you understand? How many of you thought about where there is a will, there is a way? Be honest. Give me a reaction. They can choose reactions, right? I think many of you thought where there is a will, there is a way. But that is his Kirtiraj. By the way, that was an amazing, amazing topic. Well done. Can we have a round of applause for Kirtiraj? But this is what I'm trying to say. You have to listen very, very carefully, not just to the words that are being spoken, but the way the words are assembled next to each other. Is it trying to have some other meaning? Okay. So that's my first lesson. And I'm going to share my screen and go on to my second tip. Watch out and pause. So you also have two pairs of eyes. So you have to do double the watching out. So what do you watch out? What do you look at reactions in people? In a virtual setting, let me tell you, it's going to be very, very difficult, but watch out for audience response to see if you're on the right track. Pause before you speak. This will allow you to refresh your thoughts and formulate an answer. Use pause to add drama, allow the audience to absorb your message, or give them the opportunity to respond to humor. For example, when have you seen a good joke being delivered that has a pause just before the punchline? Yes. How many of you are good humorous speakers? Can you just tell me a joke? Anyone? Come on, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. A simple joke, and we will flashlight you, highlight you. Meenu Bansal has raised her hand. So Meenu wants to tell us, she's already smiling. That's amazing. Come on, Meenu, just tell us a joke. Can you have a round of applause for Meenu?
I didn't raise my hand. I don't have any job to crack now.
Okay, doesn't matter. So Meenu, if you ask me to, I'll tell you a joke. Can I just, how many husbands in the room? How many husbands in the room? Raise your hands. Mr. Kotial is not raising his hand. I'm scared now. Anyway, so I'm a husband too, and just the other day I committed my greatest mistake as a husband, Chandan, Yet It's a never-ending process. You commit the greatest mistake, and next day, next week, you will commit an even greater mistake. How many of you agree? Even if you don't agree, no one cares. Your wife agrees that you're always making mistakes. So again, changing the meaning of the statement. How does it add drama? Let's just take a very simple statement. Let's eat, grandma. You're like, let's eat, grandma. Let's come, grandma. Let's eat together. Now say this with a pause. Let's eat, grandma. It means let's eat, grandma. Little Red Riding Hood, the big bad wolf is here to eat and devour grandma. So you see, pause is very important, and pausing at the right place is very important. And just now, Kaushik was explaining the la 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 of pausing. So pause also makes things very musical. So pausing is very, very important. And where there is a pause, there is never a loss. So with that cause, I'm going to once again share my screen and take things forward. Now, tip 3. What is tip 3? One last pause, of course, a silent pause. I've already given you 3 tips on pauses, but what is the difference between a silent pause and a verbal placeholder? Would anyone like to unmute themselves and speak? What is a verbal placeholder? Fancy words. A verbal placeholder. What exactly is a verbal placeholder? Would anyone like to unmute themselves and speak? No one? Oh, this is not fun.
May I, DTM Ayan Pal?
Yes, please. You may.
I think verbal placeholders are filler words.
I am, I can't really agree with you. Verbal placeholders are, sometimes you may feel you are wrong, but you're absolutely right. And that is absolutely correct. And we have a round of applause for the right answer. And what I just did is an example of verbal placeholders. It can be a crutch word. It can be a filler word. It can be a crutch sentence. It can also be a long pause. Not everyone is an Atal Bihari Vajpayee and can get away with it. So watch out and pause appropriately and do not use verbal placeholders. With that, I would move on to my next statement. For the sake of the good Lord, tell. Be enthusiastic, but stick to essentials and stay focused. Don't give in to the urge to analyze each and every aspect of the topic. Kaushik, are you there with us? Kaushik, are you there with us?
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful. So Kaushik, can you share with us all the topic that you heard? The topic that you heard in the district finals of impromptu speaking. What did you hear?
I heard birds don't lie on the seashore.
Yes. So the topic that Kaushik Bhattacharya heard in the district levels of table topics was birds don't lie at the seashore. And he did a brilliant job of trying to speak on this indescribable, indecipherable topic. Unfortunately, the topic was pearls don't lie on the bed of the seashore. So he all went birds. Oh, birds are so beautiful. They are so pleasant. They're so wonderful, and so on and so forth. So if you get a complicated topic, and I think Kaushik did a very good job. So can we have a round of applause for Kaushik, please, first of all? He's always amazing. We also have Ruchira with us. Ruchira has also participated in table topics.
Ruchira has just dropped off.
He hasn't joined us. No problem. Aditya, is Aditya with us?
Yes, Aditya just joined, I think.
Aditya just joined. Hi, Aditya. Can we all have a round of applause for Aditya, who is, of course, a good friend, I would like to say. So, Aditya, we are just telling them about the urge to analyze every aspect of the topic. So, can you tell us the longest topic you have heard being given out in a table topic contest?
Hi, Ayan. You asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you, Aditya.
Oh, I remember my first one of my first few table topics when I joined Toastmasters. It said, "Heart has its reasons that reason knows nothing of," and I was baffled and I didn't know what to do.
Absolutely wonderful example. Can we round of applause for Aditya? Heart has its reasons, and the heart knows what the reasons are, or something like that, and it gets very baffling. And you're analyzing every aspect. Heart. The one that pumps blood in your system. A heart is a living, breathing organization. But the metaphorical heart, yes, the beautiful thing that you give away to someone you love, which has the reason. No one cares. No one has the time in the world for you to analyze each and every line of the topic. And I'm going to give you the topic that came to me in my district finals, which I eventually won. Thank God. It's crazy. And the topic was, it's better to sweat in peace than to bleed at war. And one can, please don't give in to the urge to analyze every aspect of the topic. Try to understand what is the meaning of the topic. For example, what is the meaning of the topic I just gave you? It is better to sweat in peace than to bleed at war. Any of you, just can you tell it to me in a shorter version? A shorter version. Ipshit, what is a shorter version of this topic?
May I?
Who said may I? I don't know, but you may.
Yeah, so I think this is Toastmaster Soda from Panchkula Toastmaster Club. So I think
You just attended my workshop. This is bad. But anyway, go on, Soda. Just go on.
Yeah, so I think this pretty much refers to the work-life balance that we all want.
Yeah, it can refer to the work-life balance. There could be another example of this. Success is sweet, but its secret is sweat. There could be another example of this. A stitch in time saves 9. It's better to practice and prepare than to regret and repair. So you have to understand what exactly is the topic talking about. What is the meaning, instead of analyzing each and every convoluted fancy words that have been put in. And then we have a round of applause for our volunteer. Well done, well done, well done indeed. And now I will share my screen once again and go back to tell you about the next point. And for the sake of the good Lord, once you have said what you want to say, don't belabor the point, bring your comments to a close, emphasize your main point, smile when you have to, make eye contact with your listener when you have to, and digitally you have to look at the camera. Okay, look at the camera, but in a proper way, not in a menacing, crazy way. Like, it's very important for everyone to make eye contact. I believe smiling is also very important. And when you smile, you have all the more reasons to be thought of as a creepy person who everyone needs to stay away from. And if you don't want a restraining order against you, don't do that. So smile in the right places. Don't go and just the other day, my mother-in-law fell down and met with an accident. Yeah, you're probably happy about it, but your wife is listening to you, so don't say that. So please know when you have to smile and when you do not have to smile. And that is the difference that will make to winning or not winning a contest. And finally, I've already told you all the steps to face impromptu speaking, but if you want to ace impromptu speaking, it's very, very simple. You have to understand the differentiation between the different levels. So the first one, the bulb is not lit at all. So you would have got a very difficult topic. As per you, you don't know anything on the topic. What do? Do you say sorry, bye-bye? No. You have to still fight it out. And I'll tell you how to in a moment. Not in a moment, in a few minutes. Second, if you get a medium topic, it's like you can go for and you can go against. So no one knows how it goes. So how do you interpret in a different manner? You have to come up with different kinds of interpretations to this, okay? And I will take an example and explain this to you as well. And the third example is when it's a very easy topic. Your light bulbs are like, wow, I know this. This is from the syllabus. But probably everyone else has the same idea. It's a topic everyone is going to agree with. And it's going to be difficult for the judges to pick a winner, probably, unless you say it in an exemplary manner. So you might want to disagree to the topic if you feel everyone is going to agree. Or if everyone is going to disagree, you might want to agree. And that is very, very difficult to do because it's an easy topic. But if you really go through the newspaper columns, editorials, you will be able to do that. Okay, so 3 kinds of challenges. 1, it's a medium topic. It's probably a proverb where some words have been changed and you can disagree or agree. The third one is a very easy topic that everyone knows. It's a proverb or a saying in the exact same way. And the first one is a very, very difficult topic, convoluted topic, like the one Aditya got, and you're like, oh my God, what is this? And you have to somehow try to save yourself and speak on the topic. So because you get the power to choose, and because we have to respect timing, I'm going to say challenge accepted to demonstrate one of the 3 things. So medium, simple, difficult. Which one do you want me to demonstrate? I'm going to say challenge accepted, and I'm going to demonstrate that. So which one do you want me to demonstrate? I'll demonstrate all of that, but first, the one you want, difficult. And the other 2, if we have time.
Difficult.
A very difficult topic. I knew it. So I get a very difficult topic where I know nothing about, and I want to say challenge accepted. So what I've done, I just know about a cow. Okay, I know nothing else. Okay, I'm the dumbest person in the world. I only know about a cow which has 4 legs, gives milk, eats grass, etc., etc. So I'm going to stop sharing and ask you to give me a very difficult topic which has nothing to do with a cow. Can they post in the chat section or can they not, Ipshit? I have no idea. So I think they cannot. So you can give your topics to Ipshit, maybe Ipshit, and Ipshit, you can give me the most difficult topic. We do not have a lot of time. Ipshit, how much more time do we have? 11 minutes?
5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes around.
11 minutes, if I say so.
Okay, 11 minutes.
Anyway, so what's the toughest topic? Come on, Kirtira, Chandan, Dwiti, Aditya, Kaushik, any of you, give me a topic which has nothing to do with a cow. And Ipshit will pick that topic and give it to me, and I'll try to speak on the topic by talking about a cow. Again, understand.
I have got a topic from Colonel Amar sir. So should I go ahead? Give you the topic. It's a very short
Yes,
topic.
of course.
Yes, the topic
Is
for
it a
you.
difficult topic?
I think so.
Okay.
I have two
Nothing with the
topics.
cow,
So I will
right?
give you both of
Yeah,
them.
you can give me both the topics if
Yeah,
you
you
go
can
on.
just go ahead. First topic is love's labor lost. Love's labor lost.
Okay.
And the second topic
Ladies and gentlemen, is the labor of love ever lost? Is how you can speak about the cow, even if you don't know anything. Ipshit, what's the second challenge?
The second challenge is, the topic is monkeys that fly in a haunted castle.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're worried about monkeys that fly in a haunted castle, I'm going to remind you of Thakumar's Jhuli, a classic Bengali tale where cows would fly over the moon. In fact, anything can happen in a story. A story has the power to make a cow climb that tree. Yes, that same cow that has 4 legs, gives milk and eats grass. In your fantasy can fly anywhere and everywhere. And if you want, it can fly along with the monkey god Hanuman, who was also a fan of the cow because of the powers of its milk. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It's monkey you are doing and what kind of monkey business you're up to. If you really understand the true meaning of the all-encompassing cow, you will be set in life. And even if you don't believe in that, who are you? You're a speck in this world, which is a speck in the universe, and it all is derived from the Milky Way. And if you remember correctly, that milk came from the holy cow. So believe in the cow right here, right now. Won't you agree, dear Ipshit? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is another example of you not knowing about anything and still bringing in a cow. So what I'm trying to tell you is, prepare on topics. They say that impromptu speaking is about speaking impromptu. It isn't. It's about remembering impromptu. And when you go back and research on various quotations, various topics, and other impromptu topics, you will get an opinion. Read editorial section of newspapers to find out what are the opinions for and against. So when you get a medium level topic, come up with unusual examples, and that will really help you. So Dishan Batra has raised his hand. Yes, Dishan, what is your question?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I have one question. In the sense that you have expressed your thoughts on a table topic, the first one. I don't exactly remember that topic name, but I have a question that whatever you have said, it doesn't make any sense out of it. You have spoken something,
yes,
but the audience doesn't engage in. It's just something you speak out of your mind. So I don't know. Actually, it's. I just started in the Toastmaster club, and is this the way that this impromptu session works? Because this thing doesn't make sense. For example,
yes,
if
Dishan,
I'm speaking something,
if
for example, if
I'm speaking because I think you probably were not paying attention. If you don't know anything on the topic, if the other option is for you to not speak at all, how can you speak on the topic? This is an example I took. You should say challenge accepted. And whatever you know, you should try to weave it into the topic. The other option, you will get some points, no. And maybe others also don't know anything on the topic and you will win. You understand, Dishan? That's the point.
Okay.
If you know on the topic, of course you will speak on the topic. I told you how to speak on the topic. Listen, think, speak, etc. But you don't know anything on the topic, what do you do? If it's a very topic, you say, sorry, I don't know. You move out, you will get 0. So instead of getting 0, Dishan, if I can get a cow forcefully into a topic, and if you're really prepared, you will be able to speak something or the other. You get it?
Okay.
And believe me, if you speak like this, you will definitely win that contest as well, because the others would probably not be able to speak at all. Remember, it's a tough topic for everyone. So that is how it is, Dishan.
Yeah. If it's the competition, you have to speak. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Correct. Yeah, got it.
You have to speak something, and you have to try to make sense. This is, of course, a challenge. This is a demonstration. If it wasn't a demonstration, I could have anyway spoken on the topic, but then you will say he knows, how can I face it? So I gave this demonstration to make you understand, even if you know only about one topic, a cow, how can you still bring that cow into that topic? Okay, Dishan?
Yeah.
That is how it is. Okay, wonderful. Bahar, you have a question. Bahar Marwa.
all, good morning and thank you so much for a lovely session. My question is, it's said that your story has to be personal when you're going for a table topic contest, because that's the point where you are set aside. That makes you unique. So from your experience, I would say your first experience when you were going for a table topic contest, what were the things that you did so that you were set aside and qualified for competing with the best?
Thank you so much, Bahar. That's a wonderful question. And we have interacted before as well in another session. The point here is, Bahar, it need not be personal. It depends on the question. If you can make it personal, lovely. If you have those experience to make it personal, lovely. But if you don't have those experience, you can't. Say the topic is about football and you've never played football. How can you make it personal? You can't. So it is your choice. Now, in table topics, I have sometimes made things personal, sometimes made things impersonal, and both of which has worked. You have to look at what kind of topic is it, and I'm coming to that in a moment. So if it's a difficult topic, speak on the topic based on your own experience. Just speak. That's the most important thing to do. Just speak on the topic. It's your personal experience. Very difficult to get it on a difficult topic. Just bring in your experiences. If it's a medium topic, take unusual pop culture references. Say, for example, the topic is nepotism is terrible. Because of nepotism, the film industry is dying. And you can say, no, I disagree. And if you have to disagree to the topic, you have to come up with examples of nepotism, that despite nepotism, people have been successful. So, Ms. Marwa, what example would you take? That despite nepotism, people are successful in the film industry.
I'm so sorry, I lost you in between. Can you please
I'm so
repeat the
sorry
last
too.
bit?
So if anyone heard me, so if you're going to take an example that despite nepotism, people are successful in the film industry, what example will you take?
Akshay Kumar.
Yeah. So and other people will first think of Akshay Kumar or a Shah Rukh Khan. And so you will lose. You have to come up with unusual examples. Don't obviously talk about Kangana Ranaut because most people will think of her. So Kirti Raj, which example would you think of, unusual examples? You're on mute, Kirti. Dyuti Banerjee, which unusual example can you think of? Amar Bindra, Colonel Amar Bindra, can you give me
Thank you, DTM Ayan Pal. I will take them back to my contemporary times, Meena Kumari.
Amazing example.
Alcoholic, lived with a man, got beaten by a man, and yet was a star.
Excellent example. So you make it very unusual. Can we have a round of applause? Or talk about Priyanka Chopra, who made it into Hollywood. Or talk about Irfan Khan, Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Take examples that are unusual but also strong. So the last example is, what if it's a very easy topic? A topic that everyone agrees with, no one can disagree with. If it's a very, very easy topic, you can give such topics to Ipshit right into you, how to take it in a different level. This is very, very difficult. This is how you can ace impromptu speaking. It comes from a lot of practice, but I'm going to demonstrate to you. Give me a topic that no one can disagree with. Everyone will say, oh, of course, I will agree. And all the speakers will speak on that same topic, and you have to disagree to the topic. Okay? After that, I will, if there is time, I will finally give you such a topic where you can speak on, maybe. But this is the last demonstration. Would anyone like to ping Ipshit? Ipshit, how much more time do we have? I think our time is up.
Yes, it's almost over.
Yeah, it is over. So what I'm going to do is, if anyone wants to try that out on a difficult topic, all I'm going to tell you is, no matter how difficult the topic is, no matter how easy the topic is, even if you feel everyone is going to agree, someone might disagree. And if that someone is you, you may win the table topics contest. Don't disagree for the sake of disagreeing, but try to interpret topics in a slightly different manner. And Ipshit, with the permission of everyone here, and I'm really sorry, maybe one final demonstration and we are done.
Okay, should I give you the topic?
Give me a topic that is everyone is going to agree with, not opinion, like a fact.
It's a statement. It's a kind of an axiom, right? Okay. So the topic, one of the topic I received is love is blind. So
yeah, but it's many people will not believe, especially who have had heartbreaks.
Then the next one, COVID has changed our lives forever. This is one topic I received.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that COVID has changed our lives forever, I think you've just forgotten that COVID is a pandemic, just like so many pandemics that have appeared on the earth. If pandemics and destruction could not change the earth, neither can COVID. Even when there was a black plague and people died, and people came up with songs like Ringa Ringa Roses, life did not stop. Life never stops. Even if there are floods, even if there are so many different things happening in the world, we will get back. We will unmask our true potential. And no matter what happens, we will ensure there is no more social distancing and we are connected once again. But before we do that, and to be able to come back to that time when the cities will smile, when the villages will smile, when all of us can hold hands and say, yes, together, everyone achieves more. We have to remember that for that future, today's current, this present, is the greatest gift. And to ensure that gift is not spoiled, I request you to wear your mask, to use sanitization, to maintain at least 5 meters of difference between two people, to do not go out needlessly, because when we are united against COVID, we will once again go back to the life we all lived, a life without fear, a life where you could see people smile through their lips and not just through their eyes. Because no matter how bad COVID is, we are going to go back to the kind of people we are. And we will continue unabated no matter what happens. So the next time someone tells you that this is something that has changed you as a generation, changed you as a people, remember to remind them that life constantly moves forward. It can never stop, no matter what. So that is an example of how you can take topics in a slightly different opinion. And that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity of demonstrating how you can face and ace table topics. I wish you all the very best in the table topics contest. Thank you so much. And back to you, Ipshit.